becoming? What should we be doing as we walk on the planet? The second question was, how did we get in the present? Where are we presently at in this American society, socially, politically, and economically? Third question was, once we've identified where we are, if we don't change, where do we potentially wind up? The fourth question was, if we don't like where we wind up, where do we need to be? What's our new destination? What vehicle gets us here? How long will it take? Fifth question, how did we get in the present predicament that we be in today? Because not knowing how you got to where you are today, a lesson I've learned is soon repeated until you learn. Sixth question, if you're not driving the process of flying the jet, who is and where they currently taking me? The B part of the question, why am I still on board this vehicle? C part of the question, how do I get off? And then the seventh question, are you now willing? Are you now ready to pay the cost to get to your new destination? So I want to answer this first question. He asks, how did we get in the present predicament that we be in today? Well, you're going to have to go back to the beginning. You can't solve a problem at the same level in which it was created. You must go back to the beginning of the start of the United States of America. Folks, we're still dealing with the after effect of slavery. It has never been properly wound down. And what has happened, I'm going to say this to the police, it's important that you understand their purpose. But in order to understand the purpose of the police, you got to go back to the beginning when they were created in 1825 by England and the United States. Where in England, they created them for riot control. Here in the United States, in the northern U.S. states, for crowd control. And in the southern states, it was for slavery, insurrection, to either capture runaway slaves. That was the initial purpose of the police. And so it has evolved since then. Back then when they started the police, it wasn't about crime. They were never supposed to be about crime. But what has happened, they have evolved now to protect and serve. And here's the issue that we have. See, many of us don't know who we are. And until you know who you are, you're not going to know what you are, what you've been called to do. I'm going to tell you something. Yes, we are spirits that possess souls that live in physical bodies. But we were born here in the United States. We weren't born in Africa. We were not born in Liberia or any of those countries. Many of you was born in these southern states. And then your parents moved up here to the northern states after the agriculture age. We are Americans. We are the descendants of American slaves. And that is so important that you understand that piece. Because we're still dealing with the after effect of slavery. And until we acknowledge who we are, we're not going to be able to move forward. Slavery was the foundation of the United States of America. It always was and always will be, and it has a major crack in the foundation. And the crack is the DAS, descendants of slaves. You didn't get anything, your ancestors didn't get anything for the 246 years of service that they provided to build this great nation. They didn't get no type of leadership training. They didn't get how to organize. And so we've been struggling for the last 151 years since we were improperly released from American slavery right after the Civil War. So we've been struggling. But many of us, they don't want to talk about this conversation. We have to talk about it now. There's some things that we're going to be doing. Out front is a flyer. We're going to have he gave me 10 minutes to speak tonight, and I want to honor that. But there's a flyer out front where we're going to get together here on July the 30th. It's a Saturday from 1 to 5. If y'all get your hair done and get looking good, I want us to come here because we're going to not only have this conversation, but we're going to begin to move forward and put a process in place to move our culture from poverty, ignorance, dependency, and complacency to knowledge, wealth, and power. We're going to flip the script. We're going to take the chains off our minds. My God. Because that has been the issue. The Civil War took the physical chains off of us, but in America, slavery was not only physical, but it was also mental. The chains went off of us physically, but mentally, the chains are still on our mind. And only truth will make you free. And so we're going to have to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Now, the things that are going on right now, there's organizations out there trying to address that issue. I've been called to address another issue, put a new process in place to help our culture move from where we are to where we need to be. And we're going to do that. This is your captain speaking. We are going to flip the script here in 2016. We are going to do it. It's enough of us in here now to be able to come together and organize. And for those that really want to move forward quickly, there's some books out there on the table. America's Little Black Book. Y'all really need to read this book. It will bless you and add value to your life and help you understand things. God said, my people are destroyed for lack of
knowledge.
We have not had the right information. And with us now having shifted from an industrial-based society to the information age, it is a whole new different paradigm, whole new different ballgame. Get this book, Collaboration, Teamwork, Network, and Case Study for Systematic Working Together to Achieve Successful Living. The quicker that we move on this here, the quicker we're going to get to where we need to be to begin to help to solve the issues that have been plaguing us as a people. Nobody's not going to do this for us. We must do it. We're going to have to learn, unlearn, and then relearn. Because we've got some inappropriate behavior. Although it's not our fault, because the system has been in place to lock us into the lowest level of a real life monopoly game, we can get out now because we do have the knowledge and the processes. My assignment was just to tell you how did we get here today. We're still dealing with the after effect of slavery, and we now have a process to help wind it down properly and put that baby to bed so we can move forward. Pastor, I'm turning back.